lovies. This is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing great. Um, for some of you, it might still be Christmas. For others, Christmas might have just ended, but nonetheless, I felt like popping in. I was chilling for the majority of the day after I cooked and stuff, so I took the longest nap. I was chilling and watching TV and stuff, but I was like, you know what? Let me show my face real quick before I go to sleep. But yeah, I miss you guys, and I hope that you guys have been well. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for tapping in. I hope that you like what you see here and you find it informative and helpful. For those of you who oh, before I say that, also make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, so we could stay connected with each other and could be clued in onto when I come up here and all that stuff. It might be random times like this. You never know. Um, For those of you who've been rocking with your girl for a while, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. My hair looks crazy because I did not do anything with it. I just was like, whatever. I'm just gonna come on here. So yeah, you know, y'all my road dogs. If you end up popping in, thank you for your continued support. So I'm not gonna ramble on too much. As you guys saw in the description, this is just a whatever comes out kind of reading. It's not geared towards anything in particular. I'm going to use a very general deck to start to see what's going on with like the overall energy of the people who might pop in. My Zodiac 108 deck, which is really cool because it touches base on so many areas of life. So with all that said, I'm gonna start getting ready to shuffle those bad boys. There are no personal questions tonight. Thinking maybe tomorrow I might do that. We'll see how I feel. I have a date. So after my date, let's see how I feel. But yeah, I am going to start pulling from this deck. I have a feeling that no one's gonna really tap in. Because I mean I have to be understanding here. Some people probably have work in the morning, so hopefully this finds the right person or somebody taps in. If not, it's okay. I'm still going to continue the reading. All right, so with all that said, I already cleansed the space and myself. We're going to just get started. So, start off with a mantra. Um, let's see. Spirit, I let positive energy into this message for the collective, wherever it pops in. Hi, Tams, how are you? Um, Hope everybody enjoyed their Christmas. For those of you who celebrate, and happy holidays for everybody in general. Hope you guys are doing great. So yes, let's get started as we shuffle this deck, see what's going on with you guys. Like I said, this is just a very general message, just seeing what's going on with you guys, what you guys need to know at this time for your highest good. So on and so forth. So I'm gonna shuffle a couple more times. All right, let's get started. All right. Ironically enough, this was on the bottom of the deck when I started shuffling. That's funny. All right, so we have White Rabbit. This card is about spiritual awakening. It's about doing a lot of inner work, doing maybe some research about something. You're feeling really curious right now, possibly. This is on the bottom of the deck, so we don't know what's going to actually like start coming out, but yeah. Maybe just really working on your inner self and gaining some new sense of knowledge about something in some area. Not sure. Also, if messages are resonating with you, let me know in the comment section. If they don't, take what does and leave the rest behind. When it's collective messages, that's always a hit or a miss for people who are the viewer. What was this? So we have spilled milk here, which is about, it's basically like the equivalent of the Five of Cups. It's about, not crying over spilled milk or having, maybe some regrets. Left side of my nose is itching, so this could be past energy for some of you guys. Maybe there's something from the past that you guys are trying to leave behind and, not live in regret. Understanding that, maybe when something happened in the past, you maybe weren't where you needed to be. It's funny because before I started this reading, I kept on feeling like I had to cough. I'm like, why do I feel like I have to cough? I was like, throat chakra. So I'm having a hard time getting words out. I don't know if that was one of the things you regret. Maybe you had a hard time telling somebody something. I just heard boundaries. Maybe setting healthy boundaries with a person. Maybe somebody treated you in not the best way. Maybe sometimes you have regrets about that. That could be a part of the spiritual awakening that you're going through, learning how to um, set more firm boundaries where they're not so all over the place and wishy washy. That's what they want me to tell you. I don't know if that's going to resonate with anybody who's watching. Yeah, on the bottom of the deck, it says it's time. It says it's time for action. Things are fast tracked to unfold quickly and smoothly. So, again, I know that, with collective messages, sometimes they resonate, sometimes they don't. But we're going to keep going. Let's pull a few more from here, and then we'll start pulling from the tarot. All right. All right, so we have two cards that came out together. These are interesting. So we have Master, which is about, it's basically about really learning something and having a sense of discipline when it comes to something that you have learned. Something that I'm getting like mastery of emotions. I don't know why I'm feeling that, but like, that's the words I heard. And then they're trying to tell me something else. Okay, so mastery of your emotions for some of you, and then for others it's like I'm really getting like, okay, so let me show you the other card and let me hear me out, guys. I know this is like kind of a slow start because I'm getting too many downloads all at once. But we have cake here, and that's like celebrations. um but it's about like family and friends. It's like the three of cups in the tarot. I feel like for some of you guys, when it comes to relationships in your life, whether it's with friends or family, or even romantic in some cases, there might have been some regrets about how things were handled with those relationships. And I keep getting that there were things that needed to be said that you didn't say, especially when it comes to people who might have treated you kind of like, I keep getting that. And I think that's why my throat chakra is like blocked. It's like, as I'm trying to get these words out, I'm struggling right now. Like, I'm really struggling. Yeah, see, on the bottom of the deck, we have ostrich trap, and it literally says avoidance on it. Yeah, fear-based thinking, feeling threatened. Maybe like in some of your past relationships with people, you felt like you couldn't, maybe you didn't feel like you were in your safe place talking to certain people. I don't know. But it's something along those lines. And like I said, I'm not expecting for a lot of people to show up. First off, it's super late. And then on top of that, um, it's Christmas. Some people might still be, having a good time, depending on the time zones and stuff like that. And for others, the messages might not resonate. But as long as I reach at least one person who resonates with this, that's all that matters. So let's get maybe two or three more from here. Let's see what pops up. Excuse me. So we have thunderstorm, which is, basically a very big moment of conflict. Here, starting to do some weird stuff. Um, yeah. Her trigger warning. Tell us more. Like, it could have been like, it's giving me like tower moment almost. I heard the word climactic. Let's just keep going. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on for the collective. Yeah, it might have been like a tower moment or something with a friend or a family member or a past loved one. Or not past loved one. Why did they tell me to say that though? It could be that too. Maybe that's part of the regret. Especially with the holidays. Yeah, it could be that too for somebody. They told me to say that because that's not even That's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say was, uh, you know, a lover from your past. They said passed on loved one. I'm like, oh, that's not even what I was attempting to try to say. But hey, I'm 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 just the vessel. They send the messages through me. So for some of you, it could be something like that too. Yeah. For others, it's what like I kind of was trying to say, but the words didn't want to come out. We have Dear John here, which is like, if you've ever heard of like a Dear John letter, meaning like a breakup, an ending. Maybe there again. Remember I was saying like there might have been something that needed to be said that wasn't said, or you finally had that. You finally gained a sense of peace, maybe even for some of you when you finally said what you needed to say. My throat chakra is acting crazy right now. We have Matt that came out with the Dear John card, and it's about exploration. It says finding your way, new territory, yeah, new perspective. So it's very, very, very interesting. Um, hmm, I heard the word finality. For some of you, it took a lot of shit to happen for you to end something with somebody, whether it was romantically or just like a connection with somebody, friends, family. Keep seeing the family and friend dynamic popping up, but it could also have been romantic. Let's get one more from here, and then we're gonna start looking at the tarot. Do you live alone? No, I do not. I live with my two brothers, and we are helping my mom. Very strong family dynamic here. My son was here too, but now since he thinks he's a grown up, he pretty much is. He lives in LA. He does music out there, so that's my baby. Going through empty nest syndrome right now. I'm like, no, here's my baby. See, look, you can't make this up. I said friends. I'm like, friends. How many of us have friends? For some of you, this is a friend dynamic. You know, um, friendships that might have had to end because of the fact that there were really wishy-washy, not solid boundaries that kept kind of getting, you know, a lot of overstepping is what I'm getting. A lot of overstepping of boundaries, people not respecting those boundaries, and you needing to do what you needed to do and cut things off at the source. Um, yeah, as you had to do some inner work. I talked about inner work earlier because I was picking up on that. We have scuba diver, and it literally says going within. So, one more from here. When I do the tarot, I'm just gonna kind of do like whatever comes out rather than a spread. Definitely letting spirit just guide me this evening. Usually I have like a little bit of a plan based on what they tell me I should deliver, but like tonight I'm literally just like letting them take charge. It says optical illusion. Things are not what they seem. You know, there could have been people in your life who, friends, family, loved ones, whatever, or lovers, whatever, like who played with your emotions, played with your head. I'm getting like mental manipulation. Like they might do like guilt tripping and things like that to try to like, make you feel bad for setting boundaries, that type of shit. And it's like, no. That's not even healthy to begin with, right? It's like, all the relationships in your life need to be conducive to the fact that they're not one-sided, right? They're also not just based off of, the principles of other people gaining some type of satisfaction from you all the time. You know what I mean? Like all of our relationships in our life should be equal give and take. That's what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting here. A lot of you guys have dealt with relationships in your life where it's always been one sided, and I think that's why I got drawn to come on here tonight because I was chilling. I was laying down. I was watching stuff on Netflix, I was watching a really old show actually. I don't know if you guys ever watched Six Feet Under with Michael C. Hall from Dexter. Great show. Um, yeah, I've been on my Dexter shit lately. So I was like, I'm gonna check out this series, and it's really good. Like I'm almost done with it already, but anywho. Yeah, so I'm getting something like that, and it's like, god damn, I get it. Yeah, look, yeah, gavel. Yeah, final decisions made here on the bottom of the deck. Like you had to, you know, make some final decisions to say, okay, you know what, I have to be able, and that's why that. Remember, I said I heard the word finality before this card even showed up. I kept hearing the word finality, and I said it, and I'm like, okay, there was something that was final, finalized, endings. For some of you, it could have been a divorce. Take it as it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. But yeah, yeah, and there was some strategy that had to go with it. We have chess here on the top of the deck. But remember, I was saying, like, for some of you, this person might have been playing mind games and things like that. So, for some of you, you might have had to plan an escape, which I hope that's not what happened. Like, if it was like a divorce or something like that, I hope it wasn't like a messy divorce where it was really hard to get away from this person. But I picked up on divorce earlier too. Um, and then we have Emerald here in the middle of the deck, which is all about healing. Yeah, healing of the heart chakra too. So I'm getting that a lot of you guys, whatever this is, those of you who do end up resonating with it, there's a lot of stuff going on in the heart space because of it. Like something, excuse me, throat chakra. That was really meaningful. Very meaningful. And this person or these people meant a lot to you. But you knew that you had to do what you had to do for yourself. I heard self-preservation, doing what you need to do for yourself, because who the hell needs relationships in their lives where everything's one-sided, everything is I heard the word judgy. Could be friends who are judgy, family members who are judgy, removing yourself from those kind of people, right? Using your own judgment even to be able to say, okay, yeah, enough's enough, I have to do what I have to do. Side note, because it is Christmas, I'm going to take a little bit of sippy sip of my nippy nip. um I do it on here all the time, actually. So, but I mean, shit. All I had today, earlier, I had a mimosa while I was cooking and a shot with my family. That was it. So I'm like, shit, why the fuck not? Before I go to sleep, hang out with you guys for a little bit and then have a couple little shots. Keep it moving, right? All right, so gonna keep going. But yeah, this is definitely giving me just like this energy of, learning how to set those boundaries, stand strong within yourself, and be able to tell people, hey, you're not going to keep walking all over me. This is what I'm getting from this reading so far. Yeah, look, as I'm shuffling the cards. This one almost flew out the fucking deck while I was trying to shuffle. Using your better judgment. Right side of the nose is it's your now, which is about the future. Like, you've been through all this stuff. You're learning the things that you need to learn in order to move forward and say, okay, you know what? I know what I need to do now when it comes to fostering healthy relationships in my life. And I can't keep on putting my energy into the wrong things, the wrong people. Yeah. Three of Wands on the bottom of the deck, as I said that. Which is all about leaving things behind. It's also about foresight. It's about, you're looking in a new direction. You're saying to yourself, okay, there's something better for me on the horizon. I'm going to wait for the better things to start coming towards me. In this case, better relationships in your life, meaningful relationships, and a meaningful relationship even with self, I'm getting, possibly. So, okay. These wanted to come out. I'm going to take them. Yep, look at that. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Look. Okay. Remember I was talking about I felt a tower moment happened for a lot of you guys? There we go. Thunderstorm. What comes out as the very first card to clarify all the shit that I'm trying to look into? The Tower. And it came out along with the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. You're getting out of this Tower moment. You're getting out of this sense of feeling maybe a sense of neglect in relationships and abandonment. Um, this seems a little more specific. Somebody might have been going through some financial hardships, even, and the financial hardships might have even had to do with other people and not even yourself. Let's say you lived with other people, they fucked up your credit or something. I don't know why there's so many that. It's not funny, but I'm just saying, like, this seems a little more specific. But like, that could be the story for somebody. They wanted me to say that. Um, so for somebody, that could have been the case. Like, living with people or a person or something like that. If you were married, I mean, obviously your finances were impacted, right? When you got a divorce. That's that's very specific. Um, but just I think generally speaking, it's more about like the fact that, there were some tower moments that had to take place in some relationships in your life, especially if there were issues like, with abandonment and things like that. It's like, okay, yeah, I can't keep on going through this with this person over and over again. Tell us more. And as the messages make sense or resonate, let me know in the comment section. Hit the like button, things like that. It lets me know that this is making sense and it resonates. Also, I'm getting for you guys to, they wanted me to say this very, very specifically. Hit the notification bell. Because I don't even usually say that on here. I very rarely say that. That's one of the things I always forget to say. And they were like, people need to know when you're on, because you're not on as often. I had a schedule at one point, or I started to kind of be on a schedule. Not anymore, though. I'm a little more sporadic with how often I come on here. So it's like you catch me when you can type of thing. I got to get back to a schedule. That's one thing I'm going to work on this upcoming year. Back to a schedule. All right. So we got Two of Wands here, which is about choices, making choices. And it kind of coincides with like that Three of Wands that we saw, which is all about, hey, Michael. Yeah, so it's like that Two of Wands represents choice making, right? Being able to say, okay, I had to make a choice to leave behind the people who no longer serve my higher self, right? Being able to say, this might not be necessarily what I want to do, but it's what I have to do for myself. And thank you, Tams. I appreciate that. Um, Oh, Michael, you guys are so sweet. Just don't start saying weird stuff on here, okay? Happens all the time. No, no, I feel like you guys are good. But yeah. See, this is the thing. What I'm getting right now is that choice of how to extend your energy. And what I mean by that is because we have the Six of Pentacles here on the bottom of the deck. It's like, how do I expend my energy? I said extend at first, but now I'm saying expend. How do I expend my energy? How do I, in a way, pick and choose the people who are meant to, be in my life in that way? The relationships I'm meant to foster. And this is where discernment is going to come in, right? We did see the Judgment card earlier. It's like you guys are going to have to start saying to yourself, okay, well, I have to be a little more cognizant of the people who I allow into my space like that, into my energy. So I think that's one of the big things that a lot of you guys are kind of about to start focusing on. Pretty interesting reading. I didn't know where this was going to go, but this is definitely what I'm picking up on. So I do hope that this is helpful for somebody, even if it's just one person. And if you're new, like I said, definitely subscribe. All that good stuff. Yeah, see, look, two cards about decision making. Back to back, mind you. Two of Swords, decision making. You gotta listen. It's time. It is time to start taking off the rose-colored lenses and being able to say that I know that I have to do what's best for me. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, the thing is, naturally, a lot of us, those with those I'm gonna say us because I feel like I resonate. Those of us with a really, you know, pure heart, right? It's like, okay, well, I just want to be there for this person. This is just me. I'm a naturally giving person, right? Like a lot of you guys probably resonate with that. So it makes it even that much more difficult to be able to use your brain and your logic versus your heart. Hence why we saw heart space earlier. I was talking about the heart chakra earlier. And now we're seeing like it's time to start getting up here into the mental. Being able to discern and be able to say, okay, yeah, well, this relationship is bullshit. Right? Like being able to say, okay, this person in my life, what does this relationship bring to me? Does it bring me anything positive? If it doesn't, then it has to go. Especially as we approach a new year, right? Like we can't be staying in these stagnant ass relationships with people, work, whatever. Keeping certain people around, even our habits. I know we're seeing more like relationships, like, outward relationships, interpersonal relationships, but even like relationship with self. What are some of our habits? See how the throat chakra is trying to close off? Like, because I can resonate with this. There are even things about myself, because I overshare on here all the time, that I'm like, okay, 26, 26, as I say this, that I know I need to work on. I got to do better. And it's like, and I keep on resisting change. And I think some of you guys might resonate with that. Take those rose colored lenses off and see things for what it actually is, and do what you need to do. Because there are things that you know that you have to do that you've been resisting. Just saying. Yep. Just saying. Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. That's about success and victory. If you guys want to see the card, you know, in order to be victorious in, different areas of your life, in particular, different types of relationships, you have to be able to take the blindfold off and see everything for what it actually is, not what you want it to be. Just saying. That's what Spirit is telling me to tell you guys. All right, let's get a few more from here. I'm thankful that for you guys that have been here, those of you who decided to tap in and are staying around. I appreciate y'all. I know, like I said, this reading is a little bit more slow paced than some of my readings, so some of them could get really like, you're just like on the edge of your seat, like the Michael Jackson, Thriller popcorn meme. Like you're like, whoa, what's about to fucking happen next? You know what I mean? But like this one's a more like, this is like that internal shit that's going on where it's like, okay, yeah, this is something I know I've been needing to do for a while and I just haven't been doing it. And this is this confirmation for some of you that, you got this is what they're prompting you to do, right? Work on these things. Yeah, because look, this is causing you burdens. 10 of Wands. You gotta pack light, baby. You gotta release those burdens. And some of these burdens are starting to become self-inflicted after a while. It's like if you keep on holding on to things and people from the past that you have to let go of. I mean, we all have free will here, right? We all do. I'm saying we because I resonate with this. um this is not me beating you down. This is actually me trying to help lift you up. But yeah, eventually we have to be able to say, okay, enough's enough. I have to, release these burdens that are holding me down so that I can move forward and, propel myself. I heard the word propel myself forward into new phases of life, especially again with this new year coming in. It's like, you can't have all that old baggage following you, right? Like, look, got the Four of Swords here, all in your head, a little bit of anxieties, but also feeling like you need rest, right? Healing. We saw energy about healing before. It's like, as you lay these burdens down to rest, you allow yourself to feel a lot more lighter, a lot more free, you know, changes, changes. I don't know why this could be a channeled message. I don't know if any of you guys are Tupac fans, but there was a song that he did called Changes. You might want to listen to some of the lyrics in that song. It might be a message in there that might resonate with you. Um, but yeah, just I heard also heard just now, rest assured. Like rest assured that things are going to get better, but at the same time you have to make the necessary changes in your life, the cognizant decisions in your own life to be able to move forward, right? Yeah. They want you to remain optimistic. Page of Wands here on the top of the deck. Remain optimistic. Things are going to get better, but it is about choices to be made. Yeah. They might want you to do some, and we talked about this earlier too. Now we got some confirmation. The Hermit, doing that inner work, taking some time to yourself to be able to say, okay, self, there are things that we have to work on. Like a conversation between your higher self and your current self here in the 3D. Like, all right, come on, guys. So what are we gonna do about this? Like, I know I have a conversation with my higher self all the time. In fact, my higher self is the one that's reading. Like, it's not me. I'm just the vessel. So spirit guides, all that shit flows through me while I do these readings, and it could get a little bit wonky. Just like there are those times where because I am the reader, so I also become a part of the collective, where I'm like, shit, is this my reading or is it their reading? But because you guys were, you got drawn to this reading, a lot of the messages are gonna make sense to you just like they make sense to me. So, that's why I appreciate those who come back and appreciate this channel, because we're all working together here. I don't pretend that I know everything. I have my own different things that I battle with and struggle with, and I just make sure that when I come here, in my I come here and I'm as present as I can be as your reader, so that way we can all work together as we heal. This is a healing space. This is a place where, yes, you'll have fun, you'll laugh. I'm definitely gonna make sure you laugh for sure. Because laughter is one of the best medicines out there, along with music. But and so I have like the slow jazz music playing in the background. I hope I don't get flagged, because I definitely am playing stuff that I shouldn't be playing in the background. Whatever. All right, let's get a few more from here, and then we're gonna I just want to see kind of like what else they say, because like as far as like the relationships are concerned, I feel like it's like gonna be different for everybody. So like I had pulled a few other decks from my altar or whatever, just to have them prepared. I'm not really picking up on love too much here, but I might pull from like what's the tea, just to get a little more insight and see like what y'all might need to know. Yeah. So look, there we go. So we're more confirmations and synchronicities. So we have the Five of Cups that just came out. And what was the other card this is literally the first card that came out in the reading? Spilled Milk, which is about regrets and stuff. These are the same cards, just different decks. So now we have a little more confirmation here. So there are some regrets, right? It's like, damn, I've allowed these different relationships. I've invested a lot of time with the Seven of Pentacles here on the top of the deck. I've invested a lot of time and energy into these different relationships. It's hard for me to maintain my optimism with this Page of Wands on the the bottom of the deck. It's like, it's hard for me to maintain my enthusiasm and whatnot when it comes to building new relationships with other people. And that's the truth. Thank you for the confirmation, Spirit, because I wasn't going to split the deck, but I decided to at the last second before I start shuffling again. Ace of Swords, and that's confirmation. That's all about the truth. Being able to say, okay, you know what, I just got goosebumps. Um, yeah, like it's really this energy of just understanding self and what you need at this time when it comes to your relationships in your life, knowing that you need more. You need more. No more of these one-sided ass relationships going forward, right? That I really feel like that's where we're going with this reading, or where we have been going with this reading. And like I said, it's different for everybody. Some people it's friends, some people's family, some people it's work, some people it's relationship with self, some people it's a passed on loved one, which is always, I always get a little bit wary about those type of readings, because those readings show up a lot on here, and that energy could be very heavy. Excuse me, throat chakra. Or a past lover, an ex. So it's like, yeah, You guys just want to be happy, and that's perfectly fine, right? And also seeing like things with a new set of eyes too. I'm even getting. I wouldn't be shocked if the hangman were to show up when I just said that. Like wanting more out of relationships in your life because you just want to be happier. Like you understand that that intrinsic happiness is important. It starts within, of course, but there's nothing wrong with also, you know, fostering those healthy relationships outside of self, which you should. You know, we're human. We're supposed to, you know, we're social creatures. We're meant to have and explore relationships with people outside of ourselves. That's healthy, right? But when those relationships are maladaptive, or they're one-sided, or they're codependent, so on and so forth, it is always going to cause some type of friction. So this is definitely like a learning experience for a lot of you guys, and for some of you this could be like starting like young. It could be even something you witnessed growing up. For some of you, they want me to say that this could be something that you witnessed and it's like a repeated pattern, especially if it comes to romantic relationships, like maybe your parents and or your a parent, when it comes to relationships in their life and repeating those patterns. Raise his hand. I can resonate with that. Let me know if it makes sense and if it resonates so far. Mm. I feel like this is a time to be on your no bullshit type of thing. Yeah. No more bullshit. Been through enough. We got the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Hey P, what's up? I love to see like people come back who've been rocking with your girl for a while. I know. Good to see you again. Um, yeah, so we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Now, okay, the Queen of Swords in the reverse can represent a couple, or more than a couple of things, but how I'm picking up on it right now, it can represent somebody who needs a little bit of mental clarity, but it could also represent somebody who's been through a lot of shit and ain't taking no shit from nobody. So it's like it can kind of go either way. We also have Page of Swords. I feel like this is about, curiosity, which literally, so we have another synchronicity. Where is that card? Oh, it was probably like on the bottom of the deck or something, but it was a card about, it was on the bottom of the deck. It was the rabbit card, which was about spiritual awakening and research. And that was the first card that we actually saw. It was on the bottom of the deck though. So we have it here, ironically, again, on the bottom of the deck. Really paying attention to things, seeing things differently, right? After a period of rest. And focusing on self with this Four of Swords on the top of the deck. Middle of the deck, we have the Lovers. Yeah, choices that needed to be made here. Um, you're like, I'm choosing self. And you guys are at that point now, you're gonna be just cutting people off at the fucking source. You're like, absolutely not, which is a good thing. I will say, however, you know, a no bullshit approach is good a lot of the time, but just be mindful because you don't want to, sever ties with, people who are meant to be in your life because of the fact that you've been through so much. And you know, sometimes it's hard to kind of, again, discern. We talked about discernment earlier, which relationships are meant to be fostered, because it's like, when you've been through so much and you get to that point of where you're like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, everybody can go. You can go, you go. You know what I mean? Like, just be mindful, right? Um, you want this card to be in the upright. Let's put it that way. So somebody who, yes, they've been through some stuff, but at the same time, their head is very clear. Like they know what it is that they want, and they're very solid on that, and they stand their ground. I mean, that's kind of also like a Wands energy, but like in this case, this is, more just, you guys really paying attention to the type of relationships that you have in your life. One more from here. The relationships that you have in your life, so that you can have those healthier relationships. Let's get one more. Thank you. Aw, see, and look what comes from that. Ace of Cups. You know, I'm getting self love here too. Like, some of you guys have maybe been in a place of self loathing. I just heard self loathing, especially with that spilled milk card, you know, beating yourself up about stuff and, you know, oh, how did I allow these people to, um, to be in my space and do this and do that. And then but like, beating yourself up is what I'm getting for some of you. But the thing is this, it's like, once you start to realize, you know, we all make mistakes. We all have to learn. We only can learn when we make mistakes. It's trial and error. That's our lives. Like, it's a part of our growth. I'm gonna say our because I resonate with this part of the message. When, and especially for those of you who are resonating with this being more about the love portion that I was picking up on, because I was picking up on friends and family a lot. But love is popping in there a little bit too. And it's like, for those of you who are resonating with that side of the reading a little bit more, it's like, to to be able to be comfortable enough within self, within your decision making, to be able to know, oh yes, I trust I trust myself to make the right decisions when it comes to the people who I allow into my life and the relationships that I allow myself to pour into, right? But it's a matter of it being requited. You know, that unrequited love, no, 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 thank you. Right? I feel like, you know, some of you guys are kind of experiencing that. And it's like that outpouring of love and into self, pouring into self more. That's what this is all about here. Because that's actually part of the last card I'm pulling from the tarot, anyway. It's like, wow, as I pour into myself more and I am a little more cognizant of the people who I have around me, it allows me to make space for those who should be in my life, those who are going to pour into me equally. And I'm like getting a little slightly emotional. I'm not gonna cry on camera. I'm not doing it this time. I do it a lot on here. If you guys want to watch a real train wreck happen, I cry a lot. But it made me feel like this is like a happy, like, cry if I do cry. Like, this is it feels good. It's like I feel warm all of a sudden. Like, I feel like a sense of a warm embrace. This pouring of love into self as you've been working so hard and diligently on becoming a higher version of self so that you can welcome in the right relationships. And again, this is in different capacities for everybody, right? Again, some of it's friends. Some of you guys are it's more about the family. For some it's romantic. For some of you it's your own, literally just you, no, nobody else. You know, some of you guys it's work. It depends. But that sense of happiness that you're gonna feel slash gain because of the fact that you've done this that you're working on this. You know, you've done the inner work, right? Putting those burdens down after so much pain. I love that for y'all. That makes me happy. Yeah, look. And for some of you, especially if it's like romantic, like, look, some of y'all might get this coming towards you too. This is on the bottom of the deck. Ten of Pentacles. Not only are you going to be happy, but you're also going to have like the, you know, the financial security. I'm getting like generational wealth type shit. Like, whoa, this is really good. Yeah, and it's like, you know, all those times that you thought you were missing out on opportunities with this Four of Cups on the top of the deck, it's like, no, like, we were, Spirit is like, no, 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 honey. Those weren't missed opportunities. These were opportunities for self improvement and growth. Okay? Success and victory with the Six of Wands here. Michael, what are you asking me? I'm sorry. Can you put other contacts rather than email if possible? Yeah, no, email is like the only way to really get in touch with me at this time. If you wanted to look me up on Facebook under the same name or moniker up here, which is Life Matcha Tarot. You can find me on there. And you can inbox me. But other than that, that's the only mode of communication I provide at this time. Yeah, so I'm gonna get one more card. I know I said it was the last card because like that was a really nice card, but I just feel like pulling one more from the tarot. And then I'm gonna 45 minutes in, I might pull from the what's the tea deck just to kind of see like, maybe like what happened in some of these relationships that you guys are like, fuck this shit. See, there's a reason why I felt drawn to pull one more card. The Fool. That's all about new starts, new beginnings, right? Starting fresh, taking a leap of faith. And then look at that. Ooh, I like this. The Empress. You guys are in your like divine masculine, divine feminine shit. Though, because I know there's men watching too. So you're the emperor or the empress. It's like you guys are top notch. Like you're the shit. Okay, or this is at least where you're working on, like being. Yep. Because you ain't playing no fucking games. Look, King of Swords here. Not playing no games. Like all that, wishy washy shit. You guys are a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? A lot more concrete. That's the word I'm looking for. A lot more concrete about what it is that you want in your life at this time. And, hey, and we taught the Queen of Swords there too. For some of you, I said this earlier, some of you guys might be divorced, and that could be where this is coming from. But it's going to be different for everybody. Because the Queen and King of Swords sometimes, especially if they show up in the same reading, could represent a divorced couple. Otherwise, it could be, you have air in your chart, or it could just be saying, again, making, logical decisions versus like, you know, stuff that has to do with the emotions. This is actually a very interesting spread too, as I'm looking here, because we have, I think, all the elements showed up. We've got earth, we've got fire, we've got air, we have water. Yeah, all the elements showed up. And then also we have major arcanas here, and we have an ace. So I mean, this is a very yeah, we have seven of pentacles here in the middle of the deck. This is a very well balanced spread that we have going, because tarot is interesting for those of you who, if you're readers yourselves, or you just happen to watch a lot of tarot and you just kind of know how it works. um the more of each thing that you see, so you have your cups, you have your wands, you have your pentacles, you have your swords. So it's, and then you have your major arcana, you have your aces, um you have knights and all that stuff. So it's like there actually are no knights though that showed up at all in this reading. Interesting. um but yeah, nonetheless, like, you get a little, in this particular spread we got a little bit of everything, with the exception of knights, which is not a big deal. It's about movement. But you have cards that represent movement, or at least like moving in a new direction, right? So a lot of you guys are really moving in a new direction in life, especially as we approach this new year. So I am going to pull from the What's the Tea. I'm not sure if anybody's gonna even stick around for that, but we'll see what happens, or more people pop in. So I'm gonna just pull from here a few cards, and then because I felt drawn to do so, and then maybe some like last, like somewhat like motivational messages, and that'll be the end of the reading. Yeah, see, moves in silence. So I'm getting more than one message there. Either somebody from the past moved in that kind of way, or this is something that you did for yourself. You were like, okay, I gotta make some choices here, and I have to make sure that whatever these decisions that I make, I do it on my own accord, and nobody needs to know what the fuck I'm doing. You get something like that. Could be both. Um, Love on the brain on the bottom of the deck here. Dreaming, fantasizing, daydreaming, and nostalgic. So there could be somebody from your past who's nostalgic about you, and that's why you feel like you have to kind of move in silence, because it's like, as you're, or they're telling you to do this, because they're like, you don't want I heard the word infiltrate. You don't want anybody to come in to infiltrate, you know your energy at this time. You're vibing pretty high, right? As you're working on yourself. You don't need nobody or want nobody coming and fucking up your peace, right? Like who the hell wants that shit? Nobody. So it's like, that could be kind of what's going on for some of y'all. It's like, okay, well, if you're gonna come in trying to fuck up what I got going on, then nah. You definitely ain't about to be in my space. Absolutely not. We have forcer on the bottom of the deck, so this is a little bit of confirmation. Somebody made you feel forced into a situation or something that you were not happy with. It says forcing things on you forces their way in, uses force to get what they want. So I was getting mentally manipulative before. So this person might have played a lot of mind games to get out of you what they wanted, whatever that might have been. If everybody's gonna be different, for some of you, I I hope this isn't true for anybody who watches this, but spirits telling me to say this. For some of you, could have been, if it's like a past like person. For some of you, could have been even like sexual acts that you were not comfortable with. I hope that's not true, but that pops up on here a lot. I'm just gonna say that. Um, but yeah, let's just get a few cards from the what's the tea to see what else is going on, and then like I said, we'll do like some last motivational messages to close the reading out, and that'll be the end. All right, marrying for money. Interesting. So somebody might have married for money, or somebody was using for somebody for money. I did say, ironically enough, I was saying that for somebody that seemed very specific, but I did say this very early on in the reading. I was like, some of you might have went through financial hardship because of somebody. So I'm reading this intuitively now. Like if it wasn't marrying for money, this could have been somebody who used you for money in some kind of way, borrowing money and never paying you back, that type of thing. And using like, your relationship with them in a way to get what they wanted out of you. I'm getting something like that. I'm even getting energy vampire too. I heard energy vampire. Um, let's get a few more from here. I got two that came up. Haha, see? Look at that. And this is why they say move in silence. We have Queen Rising. Now, granted, I know there's men watching too, so we'll say King Rising too. Stepping into your power, coming up in the spotlight. So it's giving me like that energy of the Empress that we had saw a little while ago on the bottom of the deck. And it came out along with Impersonator. So now we have wants to be like you, acts like you, dresses like you, and copies you. So there's somebody who in your energy, and this I'm down for this part of the reading. I'm getting like, or this particular group of cards here. Now I'm getting like, oh, for those of you who resonate with it, be more like a friendship type of thing, or a family member, even like a sister, cousin, something like that. There might be somebody as you're working on yourself and they see how great you're doing. They're like, oh, I want to try to one up this person. And it's like, and that's why they're saying move in silence, because it's like, you know, as you're working on yourself and you're doing your own thing, you're coming up, you're leveling up, you know, like people, they try to come in and fuck that shit up all the time. Like this is what people like to fucking do. Yeah, look, bottom. Maybe I looked at the bottom of the deck for whatever reason. Cock blocking, try to cock block your fucking success. It's like, damn, motherfucker. Like, can I be great? Like, allow me to be great. I'm getting something like that for some of y'all. Let me know if it resonates. But yeah, it's like, they see you doing great and now they want to try to come in and fuck that up. It's like, yeah, and copy off of you or whatever. It's like, nah, nope. You can't compete where you don't compare, baby. Like, you guys got your shit together. You're working on yourself. And then you got people wanting to come in and fuck that up. No, fuck that shit. Carless, it says no car repo and car issues. So somebody might, be going through something with their car. I'm also reading intuitively. So like I also am getting like this person just has no movement in their life. And remember I kept talking about movement and how I was ironically I said a little while ago, there were no knights, which represents movement, in this reading that showed up at all. Not even like on the bottom of the deck or anything like that. I don't think I remember seeing a knight at all. But now we have a card about not moving. being stuck. So there's somebody who's very stuck and stagnant in their life, whether it's like literal, like they don't have a car, or maybe more like, abstractly talking about like the fact that, this person is like very limited in their life right now. They're not, there's no forward movement in their life. Excuse me. Confirmation maybe. And the thing is, it's like, again, as they see you doing what you're doing in your life, they're like, damn, how is this person, this person who's watching right now doing so great and I'm like so fucking stuck? They might be watching you, like, we have screenshot here, getting evidence, proof, and facts. So this person might be like watching things that you do online and stuff. So be careful with that. And we ironically, we did see the Page of Swords earlier. I didn't really pick up on like a stalker vibe at that time, but not for nothing. Now that we're reading from here, it could have that could have been something else that was being represented. Somebody paying attention to you online, researching you online. So just be mindful. Yeah, somebody who's still into you, good chemistry, great vibes, and positive. Now I feel like I do feel like this is a past person that's popping up. Yeah, and crying over you. Yeah, exactly. Sad, hurt, and upset. So that's like that five of cups that we saw earlier. Somebody who has regrets about what they did inside Scoop. Yeah, they're trying to figure out where you at in your life. That's what they're trying to figure out. And that's why, making sure that you move in silence, and you don't have to put all your business and stuff out there. I mean, if you're the type of person on social media who likes to put your business out there, just be very, very mindful of how you share your information, right? um Things like that. Like, you should be able to put your stuff out there if you want to, right? Your business, right? When I say business, I mean, for some of you it might be a literal business. Let me know if that makes sense. um Hating ass friend who tries to steal an idea or something. That could be for somebody. They told me to say that. Don't know who that's for. But yeah. So yeah, there could be somebody watching you and trying to, keep tabs on you and figure out what you're doing and shit. So they could try to copy you or just like be, a part of your energy. Figure out what you're doing, where you're at in your life. And it's like, get the fuck out of my face. Yeah, see, look. Now we have this card officially gone spread. It's like they're into you. They still want you. But the thing is this, that card, the way it landed, it was in the reverse. That's you guys now. You're not into this person at all. And there is no good vibes with this person. Yeah, because they ain't shit. Look, top of the deck. You know they ain't shit, right? But yet this person, they see all the light within you. But then it's like, it's weird. It's like a very weird dynamic, because it's like, okay, they see all this light within you, but then they still hate on you, or it irritates them. We have shine. It says your light irritates their demons here on the bottom of the deck. And it's like, okay, so I'm doing all these great things for myself or whatever, but yet you're in the peanut gallery fucking watching everything I do, and your ass is miserable, and you don't like what I'm doing. You're not happy for me, but yet you're watching from the fucking sidelines. Like, what the fuck? Get a life, motherfucker. Like, what the fuck is this? Get like 2 or 3 more from here. These motherfuckers are crazy. They are nutso. Oh my goodness. Yeah, drama starter. Wanna be starting something, got to be starting something. It's like they that's what they do. Yeah, bad reputation. This person, they have a reputation for being a shit starter. Like, they just fuck with people. That, and they're not. I feel like they're also not well respected. For those of you who recognize or resonate with it being like a romantic partner, or past person, be careful with this person, because this person, they do try to come back into your space in your life, in your space. If you know what I mean, they might have an STD. It says caught a case, sexual infection, sexual disease, rash, etc. Now I'm also getting like reading this intuitively, what I just picked up on too. It could be more like energetic, like they might have something attached to them that if they were to try to fuck with you like that, you might get that shit too. That's why, and I did say earlier, I was picking up on like energy vampire type shit. You know, people who are like are karmics or in a karmic cycle, and then they bring all their toxicity towards you, and it's like, oh come on, you know. And that's why I'm saying like it's different relationships for everybody because like it's not just romantic. It's different relationships. You know, literally this could even be a family member for some of y'all. Like a person who comes into your space and starts shit all the fucking time and you have to always watch your back. It's like, yeah, nah, we ain't doing that no more, homie. Because you gotta remain unfazed. Middle of the deck here. Let's get one more. But yeah, shit's crazy. Like I said, for those of you who have been here, any of you guys who've tapped in at all, those of you who are still here, I appreciate you guys greatly. I know this was like a super random, impromptu, out of nowhere kind of reading. It wasn't scheduled, which I don't always schedule my readings, but sometimes I do. It was super random, and it was at like pretty much midnight here on the East Coast. So you know, depending on where you live, it could have been different times. But you guys are here, and I appreciate y'all for being here. So, and if you haven't done so, definitely hit that subscribe button and that like button. Love y'all, and the notification bell. Don't ever forget that one too. All right, we have girl fight. This is about competition. It says arguments, physical fights, at war, and competing. So, you know, somebody might have had you in competition, or again, remember I was saying like I was picking up on like a friend. I'm getting frenemy type of shit. Like for some of you who resonate with that, you know, like a frenemy who, you know, always caused a lot of drama and shit in your life, and you had to start distancing yourself from this person, but yet they still want to be in your space. Why do they want to be in your space? Because they want to take things from you. They're a fucking energy vampire. And it's like, okay, yeah, nah, I'm good. Yeah, look, dodging bullets on the bottom of the deck. Blocking negative, as I said, negativity and toxicity, right? Blocking negativity, escaping crazy people, protected by haters. Thank you, Spirit, for a little bit more confirmation. So for some of y'all, this is that friend that I was talking about. Yeah, uninterested. You're like, I'm not interested in the bullshit here on the top of that. Like, you're not interested in the bullshit that people are creating. Yeah. Again, remaining unfazed. Like you're like, I'm focused on myself right now. Like y'all motherfuckers are not about to come into my space and try to, you know, dim my light or, you know, try to infiltrate my space and my happiness. Like hell fucking no. For some of you, this could be somebody from as far back as childhood, especially those of you who are resonating with it being a friend. Middle of the deck, when I split this deck for this new or this last deck I'm using, says the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. I feel like a lot of you guys have a lot of special gifts and you're really unique, and that's the thing. It's like people see that, and again, we saw a card that said, you know, your light irritates their demons. Like there's something that you possess, this uniqueness, this special gift, whatever that may be. You know, your intelligence, your looks, you know, musical talents. You might be an artist. Like whatever the case may be, there might just be people in your space who just, you know, they they see how great you are at something and they're just like, oh fuck this person, but yet they can't get enough of you at the same time. It's fucking toxic. And that's why you're like, yeah, nah, I can't have you in my life no more, bro, or sis, or whatever the fuck you are. It's like, yeah, we can't keep playing this game, we can't keep doing this. It's crazy. Did I not say a little while ago I was picking up on karmic relationships? Here we go. Here we go, here we go, one more time. Sorry, some of you might be NSYNC fans. Let me know. It says Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Exactly. When we're talking about competition, conflict, all that shit. There we go with with more confirmations. Karmic relationships that had to, you know, be released. That's what this is all boiling down to. Thank you for the confirmation, Spirit. I love when Spirit, like when I'm ending a reading where everything comes back together. That was the whole purpose of this whole reading, was relationships that no longer serve you that you're releasing. That's what a karmic relationship is. Wow. Relationship that you had to learn some lessons from to get to where you are now, right? Wow, you can't make this shit up even if you want, even if you wanted to. You just can't. Empathic starseed. Energetic sovereignty, absorbing what is not yours. Remember I was saying energy vampire fucking energy? Yeah. Confirmation again. So it's like, some of you might be empaths, which makes it even that much more complicated to not absorb the energy of other people because you care so much, right? And I was saying something about like that heartfelt space of, caring very, very deeply about someone or something, you know, and it makes it that much more difficult to move forward from it. But the whole point is you have to do what you have to do for yourself too. You can't keep on holding on to these relationships that mean, I won't say they don't mean anything to, because obviously they do. But what I'm trying to say is these relationships that are so counterproductive. They wanted me to say that they're counterproductive. They have no space for growth anymore. You've outgrown these relationships. Sometimes we have to leave people behind or situations behind, as hard as it may be. Hence why we have to take the rose-colored lenses off. We talked about that earlier, to get to where you need to be in your life. Double mission, lightworker starseed. Um, Serve the world by being you. Like I was saying before, like you guys have so much within you that people love and they gravitate towards. And that's the thing. It's always complicated because it's like, okay, so how do I foster healthy relationships? How do I allow these relationships to grow and build? And how do I know the difference? Because not everybody's going to serve your highest good, right? And relationships are meant to be reciprocal. So if they're not reciprocal, then now what does that mean? It's dead weight and it has to go, right? So, in order to serve your mission right now in your life, which is growth, expansion, maybe helping other people in some kind of way, getting your money right, so on and so forth. Like, some of you might have like a business idea or something. They told me to put that out there for some reason. Let me know if that resonates for anybody. Or a new career path even for somebody. That seems a little more specific, but yeah, generally speaking though, like there's something that you're meant to do right now, and there are hindrances that happen when you allow yourself to stay in certain circumstances or around certain people who are just not fit for that dynamic, that part of yourself at this time. I do feel like we all meet different people in our lives at different phases of our lives that serve a purpose. Like I think about like the friends that I had, you know 10, 15 years ago, who those were my party friends. I don't talk to most of them really anymore. We're friends on Facebook, but like in real life they know nothing about really what's going on with me, and vice versa, and that's fine. They serve their purpose. I still love them, great people. It's just now we've outgrown each other and we have different types of friends now. Like my friends now are people who are in the community that I'm in, with what I do right now. People who, are, a lot of them are readers, and they they pop up on here all the time. Um, Readers, life coaches. I'm a life coach too. Teachers, um, so on and so forth. Like the people that are in my life right now, they serve a completely different purpose than my old former friends, right? So, a lot of you guys are probably going through something very similar, and you know, it's a part of the life path. It's a part of the mission. Um, Being able to, build those new relationships so that you can become that higher version of self. Let's get maybe two more from here, and I think that'll be the end of the reading. I think we we had a pretty nice reading. I know it started off a little bit slow, and I know like a lot of repetition even, but I do hope that you guys got something out of it, and it was helpful, because I definitely enjoyed delivering the message to you guys. We have see, wow, you can't make this up. Where's that card? Let's see if I can find it again. I hate when this happens. Of course not. I'm not gonna find it because it was like on the bottom of the deck. That's why. It says the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. So one of the very first cards that popped up was the rabbit, and I talked about it before. from the very first deck that I used, and it was about spiritual awakening. So we have another confirmation here when it comes to spiritual awakening. Um, and it's basically saying, those, I heard the word catastrophic. Sometimes those catastrophic events in our lives that make us see things from a new perspective. And it's painful, it hurts, it puts us in a place of isolation, hermit mode basically, where we have to do what we have to do to grow and become a higher version of ourselves. But this is what needed to happen for you to get to this point and meet new people, foster those new relationships, including within self, right? No. Wow. One more from here. And not for nothing. I'm not trying to sound like a pervert or anything like that, but if you really, okay, let me see if I could get the lighting right, so, or position the card right so that you can see the way that the card looks. If you really look at it, does it not look like a labia? To me, it looks like a labia. Um, Even like really looking at it, right? Like that even looks like it could be like the clitoris, right? It's like, hopefully I don't get banned or anything or get reported for saying that. But I'm just saying it gives me that vibe, and it's like, it's something that was activated with you as a rebirth, right, if you will, a death and a rebirth kind of thing. I did see the number 13 earlier up there on the whatchamacallit, the timer, or not, it wasn't even the timer, but it was like the people in here versus like the likes or whatever. Saw 13, so it's like that's death and rebirth vibes. My favorite number because I was born on the 13th. And my birthday happened to be on the Friday the 13th last week, or the week before technically. But yeah, with all that said, it's like wow, giving birth to this new version of self. Bottom of the deck, messenger. Serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Some of you might have Sagittarius in your chart. I have Sagittarius in my chart. One more. Wow, it's nice. All right, and it came out again. That card wanted to show itself. They're like, Sagittarius season is over, but fuck that shit. We still gonna make our presence known. We love you, Capricorns, but we still here. We in this piece. I have Capricorn in my chart too. So it is what it is. But yes, with all that said, guys, I love y'all. Thank you for tapping in, and thank you for staying on, and the likes and everything. Anybody who ended up subscribing, if you did, greatly appreciate y'all. I think I'm gonna go on again tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I'm going to, and if I do, I'm gonna say if because I don't like to make promises anymore because I've been doing a lot lately outside of this. So like I know I have a date, so I don't want to make any promises to y'all. But if I go on tomorrow, what I've been doing is like giveaways on here for those of you who been rocking with your girl for a bit. So I give sometimes randomly. I might give a secret message or password for you to type into the comment section for the free readings and the discounted readings. So I have a good feeling that I'm probably gonna go on tomorrow to do that. And if I do, or at least the next time I do, if it's not this particular time or tomorrow or whatever I should say, the next time in particular, there will be a word. The word is going to be, okay, make sure you remember this. Drum roll. First word out of back in mind, glitter. I don't know why, but glitter. Um, Maybe because everything's all sparkly during this time of year. Glitter is the word. So what happens when you type in the word glitter into the comment section? You will get a free 3-card spread. Whatever you want me to ask, or want to ask me, I should say, and look into for you. So again, the word is glitter for the next time, probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, just try to remember that word, write it down, whatever you gotta do. But the next time I do the live personal readings, remember that, and you get your free 3-card spread. So with all that said, And you know, if and those of you guys who know me, you know I'm very very specific with my readings, and you get a lot of insight even from 3 cards. Like it's not just like a quick little bullshit ass like, oh yeah, okay, you're asking me if your boyfriend's gonna come back, and yeah, so da 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 da. Yeah, looks like they're gonna come back. Okay, see you next time. Like no, you're gonna get insight. You're gonna get like the recent past. You're gonna get the current. You're gonna get the possible likely outcome. Like a little bit of everything. Okay, so I'm just saying, your girl, she be looking out. So I love you guys, and for those of you who are still, in the time zone where you're still celebrating Christmas, enjoy the rest of your Christmas. For those of you who are going back to work tomorrow, you guys, I hope you let the rest of your work week goes well. And like I said, I probably will see you tomorrow. And if not, like I said, remember that word glitter, okay? And until next time, you guys have a great evening. I love y'all.